Climate change is here, it is terrifying, and it is just the beginning. The era of global warming has ended, the era of global boiling has arrived.
The problem is that those who need to make the decisions are kicking the can down the road.
There are growing calls for rich nations to compensate poor nations for the damages they've suffered as a result of climate change.
For millions, home is now the side of the road or a hastily thrown together camp.
One of the most powerful storms on record has brought widespread flooding and landslides to southern Malawi.
And please, I renew my appeal to the leaders of the nations to do something more concrete to limit polluting emissions.
Our community is at the front line, so we experience the loss and damage in terms of flooding, erosion, and landslide.
This is a moment of existential crisis, in fact.
You cannot adapt to starvation. You cannot adapt to extinction. You cannot adapt to the loss of your cultures.
I think we have to realise we haven't been good neighbours. What we've done in this part of the world has caused damage in another part of the world. The natural response to that is we would try and help, and we wouldn't see it as a charity. It's our debt. Our leaders, politicians across political parties all need to play their part. They need to step up and they need to lead. And one of the key issues that we're focused on is the need for financing to deal with the losses and damages that are being experienced from climate change.
We demand that governments who has caused the climate crisis and made those who are least responsible for this crisis pay for it. They owe us these reparations and they need to pay up now.
For 30 years, nothing has been paid up on loss and damage. Finally, last year at COP, there was a breakthrough agreement on loss and damage. This is a massive milestone.
So we got an agreement to establish the fund, but now we need to establish it, and now we need to get money into the fund.
So all eyes will be on the upcoming COP. We need to see this new fund established swiftly.
Well, I think the Irish negotiators should champion the establishment of the fund and to establish it with urgency. When we've been through different crises, the North finds the money. We had a financial crisis a few years ago. They managed to bail out the banks immediately. We've just come through COVID. They found enough money to subsidize the fossil fuel industry. When there's a war, they find money for wars. This is about finding the funding for justice.
So I would like to see Irish government standing together and making a commitment that they're able to meet, like the same way that Scotland stood up in Glasgow, because that was the first country to be like, we don't understand what is loss and damage or what's loss and damage finance, but we know there's a problem, we need a solution. Here's the bucket of money. You go find action to reduce loss and damage in your own context.
You know, you can't but start thinking that the lives of people living in the global south is expendable. And that is deeply, deeply sad. That we will take care of our own industries mostly. When it comes to taking responsibility of what we've done to you in the south, sorry, there's no money, there's no support, you're on your own. That we can't allow. That doesn't address the climate injustice that we're all facing.
It is high time that richer countries and corporations paid up for loss and damage. The answers are there, the solutions are there. We need to listen to the voices from the global south and we need to act on what they're telling us.